Hello, I'm Catherine Anaya, and welcome to Conversations with Catherine. I am joined today by Marisa Arellano. She is the program manager for Free Arts for Abused Children of Arizona, a wonderful nonprofit here in our community that helps over 14,000 children in foster care through arts. And Marisa, it's so nice to have you here. Thank you so much for talking with me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Catherine. It's wonderful to see you again, and I'm excited.
Well, thank you. So I had the pleasure of going to a luncheon put on by Free Arts a couple of years ago. I was so overwhelmed by the kids and what they were able to project through arts and how it has impacted their transition from traumatic situations to resiliency. It's just something phenomenal to witness in person. So for people who have not had that opportunity, can you please describe a little bit more about what Free Arts does?
Yeah, absolutely. So our mission is to ensure that children who have suffered abuse, neglect, or trauma have access to resilience building arts programming. So we actually have a 4-tiered program. All of those programs are in-person programs. So those range from weekly mentor programs inside maybe a foster care group home to summer camps that happen at an alternate location, a professional artist series where artists come and teach the children at the home or facility that they're living in as well. So we are talking about children who are in foster care group homes, unaccompanied minor shelters, residential treatment centers, or homeless or temporary housing situations at this time.
And these are children who, in a lot of cases, are dealing with traumatic situations. How has COVID-19 impacted what you've been able to do in these circumstances?
Yeah. So one of the most important things I think in the work that we do is being able to pair our children with caring adult mentors who are volunteers and an art form or an artist to lead that art form. Because we cannot gather in person, we cannot bring that mentorship to the children in a physical way. So one of the things that we've been able to do is provide some online programming. So we have teaching artists, volunteers, free arts staff creating a video series called Art Heals. And you can find that on our YouTube channel under Free Arts. And we have videos up there including hip hop, visual arts, drumming. We've got some Free Arts alumni who've made some videos. And these are anywhere from maybe 10 minutes in length to 30 minutes in length, where you and your families, if you're working in a care facility, the children that you care for can take these classes online and follow instruction from an artist. And that's kind of one of the things that we're doing to connect with our children now, since we can't see them in person at this time.
Well, and you're also partnering with more than 40 agencies across Maricopa County to be able to do this. These are agencies that are very critical to what you're able to do, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have 42 agencies right now, and those range from, like I said, foster care group homes, domestic violence shelters. We also partner with 3 Valley schools who have minimal or no arts programming at all, and their children have backgrounds of having experienced trauma. So we rely on our partnerships with these agencies that care for these children to bring this programming to them.
And you rely on volunteers as well. Tell me a little bit about what you look for in volunteers and how people can help out.
Yeah, absolutely. So last year we had over 7,000 active volunteers that helped us to execute programming. We're a staff of about 17 here at Free Arts, so we really do rely on the volunteer power to help us execute programs. I think there's a common misconception that volunteers need to be an artist to be involved with us, and that certainly is not the case. I think I would say you need to just be compassionate towards children. So we carefully train them, and we put them into programs where they can help the children with art projects, they can answer questions. Sometimes it's just sitting quietly next to a child as they create art. And that helps our children build trust among adults, which is something that they typically don't have because they haven't been able to trust a lot of adults in their life to the point that they're at.
Yes, so volunteers are very, very critical to everything that you do. And of course, you also take donations from the community because you are a nonprofit, and that
Right.
kind of keeps you afloat. So tell me a little bit about how people can go about donating, because you have a couple of ways on your website, right?
We sure do. So you can definitely go to our website, which I know you had mentioned was freeartsaz.org, and click on ways to get involved. But some of those things are donating through the website. That would be a financial contribution. We also have art supplies that we're looking for. So we have a wish list. It's on our website, but it's also on Amazon through a program called Amazon Cares. And it lists the art supplies that we're using right now at this time while we're making deliveries all across the valley of art supplies to our partners so that children can still engage in art in this time of not being able to see them. So you could send art supplies directly to us. You could also send gift cards to art supply stores like Dick Blick, Michaels, or Amazon, and then we could purchase those art supplies too. And the next year, you could also claim a donation to Free Arts on the foster care tax credit as well.
Well, I love that you are one of those fabulous organizations in our community that is doing wonderful things for our children, but you've also been able to pivot in this challenging time, which I know makes a difference for everybody in this community, but especially the children you serve. So thank you, Marisa, so much for joining me and doing everything that you do to help our community. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Catherine. I'm always just humbled to be able to share what Free Arts does and the power of the volunteers and artists that we work with. And if anyone wants to get involved, please check our website. You can attend online volunteer orientations now. One of the other things we've done to kind of pivot our programming during this challenging time. But we'd love to have your support if you're interested in volunteering or getting involved with us in another way.